Okay, so we're going to take a look at the crude oil, and I know that I analyze crude oil every single day, but I haven't put anything on Twitter for quite some time, so I'm just going to go over a couple of the recent decisions, or actually a recent decision and then our next immediate decision. Now, since the last rally that we saw in crude, sadly, it did not go to the extension. It actually failed at the 618 retracement, rolled over and died. And actually, when it did start to pull back to this last low, I was anticipating that we would potentially resume the rally from somewhere above there. No such luck, but no such signal either. So what have we seen lately in this? Well, one of the things is we saw timing for a possible low. We had a timing cluster between May 3rd through the 5th, and we had, kind of a washout decline into support when we ran into those timing cycles. Now, so far we've seen a nice little bounce off of that, but you still have to consider this a counter trend decision, because now we're clearly below the 200, below the 50, the 5 and 13 are still in a sell mode, and there is resistance here that we've started to pull back from. However, I do want to give you at least a short-term decision that you can look at. I don't know if it's going to hold or not, but since there was time and price at this last low, I have to consider that it might hold on a pullback to it. So that's what we're going to look at next. So this I'm going to do via a 120-minute chart, and here you can also see where the recent resistance came in. But let's look at it this way. What if this time and price low is more important? Then what should we see happen? Well, in this case, we should just see a pullback to the last low hold up. And I do have a standout zone for you to watch. Now there's 100% projection of a prior decline that overlaps a 618 retracement. There's also a little bit of a zigzag pattern where we have 100% of the first swing down, a 1272 extension of the low to high, and it also overlaps at 50%. So bottom line, I'm looking at anywhere between 44.99 to 45.53 for potential support and resumption of the rally above this last low. Now, that may not happen. If it doesn't, then what we have to look for is a continuation of the decline from this resistance instead, but this is your next immediate decision. So typically, the way that we look at it is setup plus trigger equals trade entry, and then you manage it. So if you do see buy triggers against the zones, you can take a trade and define your risk underneath. And then if it starts to play out, we'd be looking for at least an extension of this swing. But like I said, we have to take it from one decision to the next, from this key resistance to this next support decision, and the decision is to hold or not to hold.